bullet and butthole like 20 times each. Can you tell I have ADD? I have a very hard time focusing. Here's how I deal with it. So basically, I have a problem with how my brain processes information. Butthole is not ladylike. My butthole is very ladylike. It is as beautiful as it's ever been. TVYM. Anyway, I have issues with how my brain processes information. Basically, I have problems with the way my brain prioritizes information that comes in. The problem is it does not prioritize at all. So all of the thoughts that I have, all of the chat messages, if you see me play an open world game, this will be pretty obvious. Every new thing is just as important as any other thing. And if everything is your priority, then nothing is your priority. That's just definitionally how priorities work. So I get in these cycles of paralysis, big ways and small ways. I wake up in the morning and I know what I'm supposed to do, but get up and start your day, that's like a simple thing to do, but there's like a million little parts to that. You have to brush your teeth, you have to stand up to get out of your blanket. So yeah, and if your brain is telling you to do all these things at the same time without choosing one, you gotta choose the one thing. You can only have one important thing to do at a time. Ideas are these very wispy things. Can't really hold on to them. My hopes, my dreams, the things I want to do, the things that are on my mind. Very transient. I know what's important, but, you know, there's all this other stuff always kind of coming through. I'm like, oh, that looks important too, and that looks important. That's why I use a bullet journal. I have to write down everything. I write down every single thing, because once you write something down, it can't float away anymore. Now it's a physical thing. You can look at it and say, okay, these are the things that are important and that I'm supposed to do, and I can't forget about them because it's a real thing. I can hold it. Squirrel. It's kind of embarrassing. Like, I don't know how much I've talked about my ADD. I don't like having it. I don't want to relate to stereotypes of like, something shiny over there. Or like a hyperactive child. I don't have the hyperactivity, more of just like becoming very passive. Can I use a notepad? You can use a notepad. A bullet journal isn't like a very special kind of thing. It's just a notebook where you write down any of the information that you know that you need to come back to. You got a box. So yeah, I actually have two journals, which kind of goes against the first rule of a bullet journal. The point is that everything is in one spot, one place. It's your calendars, your goals, your shopping list, anything that you want to come back to. You never want to be wondering like, shit, I made that to-do list, I don't remember where I put it. I used to have so many different notebooks, I'd have like, all right, here's my to-do list, and here's my calendar, here's my planner. No, one book. But I have two. Fancy Pants, thank you so much for subscribing. The reason that I have two is that this I carry in my purse. This is any information that I ever want to come back to, and I don't want it to be lost in my brain. And this big pretty book that just stays here, this is my brain trash book. So information I want to come back to, trash that I need to get out of my head. I don't reread this. I never come back to this. I do something called the morning pages, which is pretty simple. It's from a book by Julia Cameron. And basically what I do first thing when I wake up is I write three pages of brain trash. You just sit down and you write until you've written 3 pages about whatever you're thinking. So I usually, when I start writing, I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I want to go back to bed. I don't feel like doing this. Can you hear some of my brain trash? No. It's not good. It's the point of writing it down is to get it out. Because it's not good or helpful. It's like having a bunch of bees in your brain. All those little thoughts that you don't even realize are in there. It usually is just like a page talking about, like insecurities and stresses, and like, oh, I have to do this and this today. I don't fucking feel like it. But those thoughts are in there. And I kind of feel like writing them down is just like, it's like bees. they're in there and they want to get out and they're buzzing around and bumping into everything. And brain trash journal is just to like take those and you are like, okay, cool. I have acne today. Fine. Okay. We can stop thinking about it. It's done. It's fine. We'll wear makeup later. Like all those little distractions, just like get out, get the fuck out. Maybe witty. No, nobody reads it. I don't read it. But when I'm finished with this book, it goes in the garbage. I never reread it. Because it's trash. It's just distractions. What's up, Sample Vampire? I think that's everything I had to say about why I have 2 journals. I find it really helpful. The days that I actually do that are much better. It kind of feels counterproductive at first. Like if you have shit to do, why are you going to sit down and do something unrelated? You're just going to sit down and write. But it is helpful because if you're having a hard time focusing, it's probably because you've got too much shit on your mind and you need to put some of it away. Auction your brain. It's not, nobody wants to read it. It's boring. It's just excuses and just, yeah, the stuff that you think about but don't need to. Go put it away. $100, you can have it for $100. Sold to Ludus or the highest bidder. Okay, so bullet journal is different. It's a nice focused place. I just got a new one. I filled up my last one. I want to show you guys what I write in it, how I keep organized. Call it a draw. 17 cents or $100. Yeah, I know. It's pretty much the same thing. So, yeah, I'm going to open up the bullet journal website, which is bulletjournal.com. You can go look at this. I thought I moved my camera. It's just right there in the middle, huh? Oh, that's okay. Yeah, analog system for a digital age. There's a giant green wall behind. Oh my God, there is. You're right. Maybe you can make a word cloud of all the stuff in your brain. That's a great idea. I mean, I'm not gonna type it all up just to do that. Also, it would probably be kind of depressing. It's your brain trash. This coffee's making me a little hot. But yeah, I mean, you guys can read. I don't really need to take you through this, but basically, it's your to-do list, calendar, lists. I'm losing it already. I'm just going to show you guys how I set mine up. And if you guys want to see kind of how like the original is set up, you can check this out. But I'm already hot. Oh, jeez. It shucks me. You're right. You're right. I am. All right. Just going to show you how I set up a fresh journal. If you write about your butthole as much as you talk about it, it'd probably be the central word in the cloud. Does this work for anxiety and panic disorder? This helps me with making sure that I do the things that I want to. I think journaling would probably help with most anxiety. I can't really comment too much on that, but this helps me act when I don't want to. Yeah, I have to be very organized or I won't do anything. So, setting up. The first couple pages are your index. You're never going to lose the ideas that you want to keep because you're going to write them all down and you're going to have them listed here. Thanks, Zero. Very nice of you. 2 sugars in your coffee, please. You got it. I've got black coffee. That's probably why I'm getting so nervous. I'm sitting here chugging this coffee. My anxiety has been really bad, and one of the worst parts is I'm getting more sensitive to coffee, and I hate it. I'm like halfway through a cup of coffee, and I'm just like, oh no, I'm getting really tense. And I'm like, come on, just let me have this one thing. Let me have my morning coffee, please. All right, so the beginning of your journal is basically a calendar. So this is called the feature log. Typically you would put the title at the top, but this journal has 40 squares going down the grid, and I had 8 categories, and it was just really satisfying to give 10 to all of them. So try to, I think as I get healthier over the next few weeks and my anxiety goes down, I'm not going to have as many problems with coffee giving me anxiety. I had a Red Bull last night. Stupid. I had a Red Bull last night, and I just had about an hour where I just kind of had to sit there and be like, there's nothing wrong, but my body's panicking. I can't do anything. Just sit there, wait for it to pass. It's terrible. Anxiety in a can. It was so bad. I was like, why do I do this? I always get so stressed when I have a Red Bull, and every once in a while I'll just do it anyway. It was fucking awful. All right. So, yeah, this is called the feature log. Oh, yeah. Hey, Boppo. Good to be back. Thank you so much for resubscribing. Happy 2 months. And yeah, this keeps it simple. It's nice to have everything on one page. I kind of like have pencil marks here. I'm gonna walk over them. Man, Red Bull tastes so good. That's why I had it. I wanted a soda really badly and we didn't have any. And I was like, one Red Bull won't kill me. Hey, Squeaky. It's funny trying to show how I cope with ADD and just having the hardest time focusing the whole time. It's great. So I would typically just do like 6 months out on this, but since the year is almost over, well, halfway over, almost over, I'm going through June through December, and this last category is for anything I need to keep track of for the next year, for 2019. He is still asleep. He asked me to wake him up before I started this. I tried. I brought him a burrito and a coffee, but he only slept for 2 hours because he was getting in bed when I was getting out of bed at 7. So he has until I'm done with this stream, and then I'm going to go hassle him again to wake up. He was like, please wake me up. Don't let me go back to sleep. But he can have a little more than 2 hours. He can have be closer to 3 hours. I'm going to go hassle him again. Okay, bye, Ludus. Love you. Have a good day. He does. And when I'm not here, we basically just get on like opposite sleep schedules. Yeah, we both want to try harder to work in the morning / afternoon instead of starting at 5 p.m. If you want to get a full day in, you're going to be up until 7. So yeah, when I'm done here, I'm going to make sure that he gets up even if he hates it, because we're going to be people during the day. So I like having like a yearly schedule like this instead of like a traditional calendar. It's nice to just be able to focus, to open this up, and you'll write down dates, birthdays, whatever you need to remember, and just like see what's coming up. I really like having everything in one place and not having to like, the fewer pages that you have to flip through to get to the information that you want, the better. It is. Sleep is very important. And yeah, so I hope as we go through this, there won't be very many days where I'm like, hey, I didn't sleep. That's all part of getting our shit together. We have to sleep better. We have to sleep at the right time. Make better habits. So yeah, this is what I'm looking at when I'm like, hey, what's coming up? Or if someone's like, hey, I want to come visit you at this time, and I'm like, I'm terrible. People like make plans with me and I immediately forget. Write it down. And they'll be like, hey, I'm gonna be in town in November. Do you have anything going on? I'm like, I have no fucking idea. I have no clue. So carry the shit in your purse. June 2nd, I'm going to a concert. Go and write it in. And July 12th, gonna go get my butthole waxed again. Pretty simple. Simple stuff. June 4th is your birthday. Well, I can't forget that. Pixie Muffin. Gonna have a birthday. That's supposed to be a little present, but yeah, turned out a little wacky. And Lacron too? No way. No way. Is that true? Got your butthole waxed just the other day too? Nice. I don't know why I always say it like that. I don't know why I always say my butthole. It's a Brazilian wax. The butthole's just kind of an add-on. It just sounds funnier. And your kids do the 5th. Congratulations, Lacron. That's awesome. I think I always joke about it because the butthole's like the easiest part. Like, because there's not that much hair there compared to the pubes. So when they're like, okay, bring your knees to your chest, I'm like, oh, thank God you're done ripping the hair out of my cooch. I'm so happy. Just, yes. Put some wax in my butt. I feel so much better than all that torture. All right. Is that Lacron James? Hey, fapping. What's going on? Good morning. The next page would typically be your monthly log. I'm not going to do that for this because we're halfway through the month and I don't have very much that I need to remember. But what that would look like is like I would write June at the top and then just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going down. I like that a lot better than like the square grid calendars with the little tiny boxes. It's really hard to write anything in those overshare. That's what this stream is, and tell you about all my insanities and butthole problem. I don't have a butthole problem. My butthole's not that hairy. I just like to feel pretty. Yeah, so it's a nice system because you have more space to write down what you need to. But skipping that part, going to my weekly log, I think it's a more manageable chunk than a month anyway. Having a butthole problem sounds like someone having too many buttholes. Oh no. Knees to chest waxing. So, I mean, it's not the most comfortable thing, but I don't know. I'm sure they see much weirder shit than my very reasonable junk. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. They see a lot of vaginas and butts throughout the day. And I like just having that done with. 99 problems, butthole is only one. Only got one of those. All right, so week of 5/14. That was yesterday's date. Just a little section for each day. Sometimes my mom looks at my planner and she's like, why do you do all this work? Why don't you just buy a planner that already is labeled? And I mean, she kind of has a point, but I find that like at different times, I need different formats. Like, and when I have just like a pre-made planning journal, so many pages go unused. I think this is a lot more flexible, a lot more intuitive. I like the way the pen touches the paper. I love these pens. I get these on Amazon. The, what are you called? It's Tombow calligraphy pens. I'll post a link to these. Maybe this is my favorite pen. I love this boy. Why not just use your phone calendar? Because I just don't track things as well digitally. Like, I have the S Note phone, and because obviously I really like writing things down. I don't find that I go back to the things that I write there. Like, I just don't, once it's in my phone, I kind of forget about it, and then it just doesn't really help me. I feel like having things written down on paper makes it a lot more real. I don't know, like, I feel like when I write things down in my journal, like, all those ideas that are like really wispy and kind of get away from me are now a physical thing that I can hold, and I can't lose them. I've never done very well with like online calendars or online journals. I would like to. I mean, it should be a really good productivity tool, but I don't know. This makes it real to me. I can't be trusted to have my brain bring me back to the things that I want to get done. I need to make it physical. Week of sin. Week of sin. So yeah, I don't even really have very much to write down, but it's just still nice to have this. Like, I had 8 a.m. wax that's done. Getting to the actual good stuff, this helps me a lot. I like to write down the routine that I want to have every day for the week with a habit tracker. So all those little things that are hard to do. Helps to have a list. So on this I have, this is just our daily routine. I gotta stop drinking that coffee. I'm getting so nervous. So morning routine. The first thing I have here is hygiene. That just means like brushing your teeth, washing your face. Take your drugs. You got meds. Coffee with Fieldy. Did that. Go me. Doing the shit I said I would do. The morning pages, that's the brain trash. Just get that the fuck out of there so that you can go get stuff done without being bogged down by your shitty brain. These are just the things that I have found. If I do this, my day is better. 20 minutes in the sun. I time it. Exercise. That's a good morning. Coffee with Fieldy, with myself, with you guys. Coffee with Fieldy. I mean the stream, not just having coffee. So I started doing these things last year when I was struggling bad. Like, I couldn't do anything. And I was just kind of going through the motions of taking care of my body while I wait for my brain to catch up so I didn't die. And that's when I was like, okay, every day we're gonna go outside. So that was the start of my day. I would just go sit in the backyard in the sun. Like, I know I need this. I know the sun is good for me. I go in the sun and be like, okay, I did that. Not allowed to just lie down and die. You have to do things, exercise, go walk around the block for 20 minutes. And doing all of these things got my body in the right place until my brain could catch up. And I stopped doing all of this once I started feeling good. I was doing good, and then I kind of stopped doing. I stopped tracking things. I stopped really trying to be healthy, and now my anxiety is out of control again. So, kind of gonna baby myself. Every little thing, you know. It's It's what we got to do to be people. You got to brush your teeth, gotta go outside, call your mom. Why did I stop? Because I was doing really well. And when you're doing really well, I was just like, well, I don't need to do this stuff anymore because everything's fine. I talked about this on Twitter actually like a week ago. Like why I think I fall back into these unhealthy cycles is I will work really hard to feel better and kind of get my life in order. Yeah, like antibiotics, you can't just stop. And then when I feel good, I'm like, cool, I did it. I did the work and I got the reward and now I'm done. And then I stopped doing the things that got me there and then I stopped being there. So maybe this will break the cycle. Probably not. I'm probably going to fall back into depressive cycles for my entire life, but maybe not. This is a ladder out of it, so at least we have some tools. So I like having these grid journals instead of lined because I like to make habit trackers and things like this. So I'm like a little kid, like I'm going to make a grid Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. When I do the thing, you color in the box. I used to be a preschool teacher and I remember like I had a very orderly classroom, a very tight schedule. Everything ran the way it was supposed to. And then just every day I was like, how can I make I can make 30 little kids do exactly what they're supposed to do at every point during the day. And then on Saturday, I can't even get myself out of bed. Like, how does that work? You treat yourself like a little kid if you're acting like one. I guess that's all there is to it. I give myself a gold star when I brush my teeth. Of course you were a preschool teacher. Yeah, I am very patient. It's helpful to treat yourself with that same patience that you would treat other people with. I think it's normal to hold yourself to higher standards. I'm going to bring this closer to myself and then I'll put it back to show you guys what I'm doing. I'm like trying to write this with my arm like fully extended. Hey, what's up, Galactic Kodiak? But yeah, it's a lot easier to keep other people in order than it is to keep yourself in order. Everything was so clean there. They're like, wow, you must have a really organized house. And I was like, no. Work is the only place where I have it together. Gold stars, right? Okay. Sorry, I'm just sitting here quietly. You guys don't even see what I'm doing. Hey, cool, Galactic. Sometimes being responsible for others will get you off your ass more. Yeah, absolutely. I think that was like the healthiest point of my life when I was teaching preschool because, yeah, when you are responsible for little kids, you have to have your shit together. Like, they're going to do whatever I do. So you have to be on your best human behavior. Am I going to have to switch to the wood veneer twitch? Yeah. Where's the category for me talking over video footage of my desk? You would do so much stuff if you got a gold star at the end of it. Well, make yourself a little habit tracker. These are really useful. They really are. Like on days where I just feel like I can't possibly do anything, I'm like, okay, well, I want to fill in my little box. I'm gonna do this over here too. Actually, here, let me just move this. I need to have this closer to me. Like rubbing the microphone and stuff. Professional. I recommend rulers. Sometimes you have to teach kids how to shave their buttholes. There's nothing wrong with having a hairy butthole. My boyfriend was joking yesterday about like me getting waxed and his like preferences or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, right. Like anything is gonna stop a man. Like a little bit of hair was gonna stop anybody from trying to get it in. It just feels nice. Makes me feel pretty. That's like so stereotypical. Like, I do it for me, but I do. Get out of your teeth and go back to work. Strap on a bib and you're gonna be fine. This is like, you don't have to make things complicated the way that I do. I mean, none of this is on the bullet journal website. The point of bullet journal is you are just tracking with bullets, but I really like having this just to be like, okay. Did I do what I said I was gonna do? Hey, night owlies. Like Monday yesterday, I woke up, I brushed my teeth, I took my drugs. We didn't do coffee with Fieldia because it started today. I did my morning pages. Didn't read, but took a jog. That was really helpful. Pride in appearance. I get more done when I feel like I look good. Like, I have so many days where I'm just sitting at my computer playing video games and I'm like, why am I not streaming this? And I think a lot of that is that it just feels like a lot of work to go put on makeup or whatever. But this doesn't necessarily mean like blow drying my hair, getting a blowout, doing tons of makeup, but just like you need to make yourself presentable if you want to be able to go out and do shit. So pride in appearance, at least taking a shower and putting clothes on and making yourself feel like you're able to present yourself to the world is important. We did that. Evening stream. I'll do it today. I've got tidy up on here, just taking 20 minutes to do whatever needs to be done to help you out for the next day. You don't want to wake up and be distracted by a bunch of garbage in your house, so just fucking clean up for 5 minutes before you go to bed. And skincare. So I like this format. This helps me when I'm stuck and just am not doing anything. I'm like, all right, it's simple. You gotta make it easy. This is just the basic shit that you need to do. Do it. And then, yeah, I make a little list for things that I need to buy because I have a bad habit of like being like, oh, okay, next time I go to the store, I need to get this, this, and this. And then I can never remember what those things were. Oh, you fat cunt. Hi, Gandor. And things that I want to do this week that aren't necessarily for a particular day. And then this seems like a lot of work. This seems like a lot of work to keep yourself organized, but you do this, you know, like once you have your future log set up it's set up. And then when you need to put something there, you put it there. I know. I'm going to actually talk about escapism tomorrow, fapping. And I realize the irony that people watching me are probably using that as a form of avoiding some other task. But I'm almost done here. And then you're going to turn off your computer and you're going to go to the gym. Yeah, so that's like setup. Day to day, you're not going to waste time sitting down and writing down a bunch of shit. The point of a bullet journal is that it's fast, it's rapid logging. So, on the day to day, it's gonna look like this. You're writing down the date, the shit that you need to do. I like this because you transfer tasks that you don't complete. Thank you, Carl. I love you. You have a lovely day. It feels bad to make a to-do list, and then at the end of the day, you look at it and you're like, fuck, I didn't do all the stuff on here. And then, this has a built-in system where at the end of the day, any unfinished task, you just migrate it. So you put a little nugget, and then on the next day, you just move it up. If I'm not explaining this well, which I don't think I am, check out bulletjournal.com, getting started. And this has just helped me a lot with keeping up with the tasks that I want to do, and then holding myself accountable. If I don't get them done for whatever reason, then the next day we're going to get it done. I hope this was helpful. It might not have been. I'm a little messy. It's kind of the point. Maybe together we can make our brains a little less messy. Yeah, it feels bad. And like, if you have like a single sheet of paper that has your to-do list on it, and you do like a few of those things, and then the next day you wake up and you need to make a new to-do list, and you're just like, last time I made a list like this, I didn't even do the stuff on it, and it just like, you feel like you're just doing the same thing every day, not getting done what you need to get done. This is like an ongoing to-do list. I think it's really helpful for actually doing those things instead of just kind of losing them. Like, you write down your list and then you throw it out without having really done everything. This keeps you accountable, and you have to look at it. You see it. You either did it or you didn't, and it doesn't leave until you do it. Thanks, Let. It was kind of scary, so I appreciate it. Someone says, stupid question, but is coffee with Philly a daily thing? This was day one, but yes, it's going to be a daily thing. So, yeah, I'm going to try to go have a productive day. I got to get some sunshine and some exercise, clear my mind a little bit. Come back for an evening stream. I was gifted Soma, so I want to try that out. I'm going to go make sure this boy wakes up. We're going to be tired and feel shitty together today, but we're going to be people. We're going to learn how to be people and be on a people schedule. And tomorrow morning, more coffee, and we are going to talk about escapism. and how it leads to cycles of prolonged suffering. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to love it. I love you guys, and I will see you later. Have a good day.